Hey guys, this is my gear for the month of August. At least this little reprieve here, we're using this blade because I don't have access to my Nasset. Today's going to be a little bit different. Probably not going to do any pauses. Going to try to be fast and get you the insight about how I set up everything. I've obviously set up my camera already. First thing I do, especially if I have a boar brush, is I want to get it in the water and soaking. As you can see, this guy is dry from yesterday's shave, and so I like to squeeze him, and then if you have any hairs that come out, you turn it a little bit, they'll fall right in. I like to have that soak for 15 minutes, but 3 or 4 minutes is kind of the minimum for me to get a really good water in there. So we're using Chiseled Face Midnight Stag for the soap, the splash, and the cologne. We are using, again from yesterday, this razor from the Dollar Genrl, made in China. So I don't know which private label, type thing arrangement was done here, but it's called Studio Collection for Men. It's a red package at the Dollar Genrl. The blade is blank on one side, and on the other side it says made in China. It did a good job yesterday, and I think that it's actually a pretty good blade for just general purpose use. This is my first time trying it, and this is an aggressive razor for me usually, and so it's not a great representation of how it's going to behave in the aggression levels that I usually frequent. Locked it down. Timeless always gets it lined up exactly right. I'm going to be using the Lather bowl as usual. I've got my jigger here for 40 milliliters of water. If you're new to my channel, then you need to know I'm not planning on using all that. It's there if I need to, but then what I do is whatever I do use, I subtract, and then I can log that in my database. Then I know how much water I used to help me with formulations next time, or when recommending a certain recipe to somebody, not as something that's going to be exact for them, but something that might be in the right ballpark for them. All right, face is wet. The soap. 8 seconds was all I loaded for yesterday, and I had tons of soap. Let's go down to 6 seconds. The brush has not had very much time to soak, but we're in a hurry, so we're just going to let that be it. I like to shake out most of the water. You don't have to. Just means you have to add less later if you don't want to shake it out now. And what were we? 6 seconds? Yeah, okay, the 0 right there. And there we go, 6 seconds. Not a lot of kind of slurry was generated. That's how the brush looks. You can see it just doesn't look all that sudsy, but that's okay because we know that it picked up some suds, some of the soap. As a speed up maneuver here, I'm going to add, let's add about 10 or 12 milliliters just from the start, and then we know that's going to combine and form the lather. It's just that residual water. If you're just joining from and haven't been watching all month of August here, that residual water that was in the brush, when you go to load into the load from the soap, the brush leaves behind some water, and when you do it to the same soap over and over, it leaves behind a little bit more each time until the soap, as it gains in moisture, it releases its soap easier the next time you use it. And so that's why I started with a 20-second load at the beginning of the month, and then I did maybe a 15, and then I did like an 8, and now I'm doing a 6. And as you can see, I've got plenty of lather. I'm going to add some more. Now it looks like I've added about 15 total. I've used lathers this month so far that were a little on the drier side than I might like. This base isn't quite top tier, and so I can't shove as much water into it as I might normally do, because it does kind of break and lose its creaminess if you go too far with it. But it still gets the job done, and Chiseled Face has just tremendous scents, and so that's why you will see me with, even if they never change their formulation, you'll see me with Chiseled Face soaps in my den for a very long time. Maybe 17 milliliters of water. I think we're just going to use this. Like I said, we're in a little bit of a hurry, and I'll just leave some water on my skin to mitigate this, just to show you kind of how it looks. Got plenty of volume here, and that's just, my friends, 6 seconds of loading. Face wet again. Razor is ready. This brush is maybe 72 uses old or something like that. You still feel a few of the strands, what I like to call a soft wiriness. You still feel like, you don't feel that like wall of badger, the softness that's there. You are kind of feeling a little bit of the strands, but there's a whole lot of softness. Oh, you know what? I can tell a big difference right now in this brush than when I'm able to let it soak for 10 or 15 minutes. Big difference. And so if you are using a boar brush and you only let it soak for 3 minutes or however long you saw me do it, do yourself a favor, let it soak for 15 next time, and odds are you'll get a lot softer experience. If that's what you want, then you might want to try that. Timeless 68 gap open comb stainless steel, $1 Genrl blade in it. Left me with a little bit of tenderness yesterday, my first time with the blade. Since we're going to probably smooth out the blade with that first use, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little nicer today. But the tenderness that was there didn't last longer than the shave. So not really a big deal, and that speaks well in case you ever need, you're on the road and you don't have some blades. Pick these up from Dollar General, and they might work well for you. A little water. Rinsing after a pass is optional. I just enjoy doing it. Probably could have got away with 4 seconds of loading. With this sharper blade, I don't have to do the 4 or 5 passes like I do my Nasset blade. The razor's being very nice right now. Doesn't feel like I'm going to generate any razor burn or irritation. It does feel like I could if I hit some neck ridge the wrong way. And I think I'm just going to do 2 passes since I'm in a little bit of a hurry, and this blade is definitely going to be able to let me do that. And there we go. Rinse. See, like, you don't have a lot of residual slickness here. With this particular soap base, I might be able to help that out a little bit with more water in it, but honestly I don't think so. Get a good rinse now. I wonder if fellow shavers like you and me are always having to wash our mirrors in front of us because of if we're vigorous with our rinses, like you probably saw that I was, we tend to splash around, right? So we did end up using 17 or 18 milliliters is what we're looking at here. Put that upside down over here to dry. Oh yeah, here. I've got a little water on my face, so we'll go ahead and use the splash. Not a lot of sting at all with that blade. I think I might have gotten a little bit more if I would have gone for that third pass, but that was really nice. Very good. So it looks like with certain blades I could use this timeless open comb as I'm kind of rinsing. I'm both washing my brush and rinsing out my bowl here at the same time. Initially when I tried that open comb from Timeless years ago, it was too aggressive for me. Perhaps I instinctively rode the cap this time more. I know I did yesterday, the first time I used it, but maybe I just kind of did it today. I'm getting about one hair coming loose from this, but it's as I said, about 70 uses. That's a little bit concerning. On my other boars, I've just never had any issues at all. All right, just worked on a towel for a little bit, help it start drying. We'll go ahead and hit the cologne, that way I don't forget about that. We're in Austere August, in case you didn't know that, which means that's why I'm using the same gear all the time. I will just use up very little of that soap, and so the cool thing is this nice vintage, not vintage, but cool looking container is going to last a nice long time because, as you can see, I just don't need to load very much to get plenty of lather. Pat the blade gently, let it dry for a second right there. This is stainless steel. Because I'm in a hurry, I'm not even going to bother drying this guy out. He will be fine if I just take care of that tomorrow. And anything else that I need to do? Nope, I don't think so. Well, that's today's shave. Kind of fast, 2 passes. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it because I got to get to go and help a relative out with some stuff they need me to do. You guys take care. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves, wishing you all the best. Happy August to you.